Alright, this is how I scan and edit black and white. So I've already done my pre-scan of my film holder here, and I've set myself up to scan the way I like it. So first of all, I'm scanning as a positive. I'm scanning with a 16-bit depth, and I'm scanning at 2400 PPI or DPI, pixels per inch. PPI and DPI are exactly the same measurement, but yeah, that's what I like to scan as. I generally set up my first holder here, and then I'll just do a Control-C, Control-V, copy-paste, and then move it to the next one, and so on and so forth. If you don't do that, and you instead just draw a new frame, it'll take the default settings, and those default settings will not be the 2400 16-bit positive that we're after here. Once I've got all of my frames laid out, I'll click on batch scan. I'll set this up how I like it. You know, name, index, saving it somewhere on my external drives. And that's all the setup for scanning. Once I'm done scanning, I will save it to disk and then open up in Photoshop. And this is the negative I get. So the first thing I do is I add a curves layer. Then I hold down Alt or Command, I think, on Mac. I'm using a Mac, but I must forget which. I'm going to pull down this point here. So, sorry. First of all, I'm going to invert it. So I've got my curves. I'm going to drag this point down and this point up. That's an inversion. Now I'm going to hold down Alt and drag this down until I start seeing dots. This is setting my white point. So I want to go to just before I start seeing clipping. So there. Same thing for the black point. I'm going to drag it in until I just start seeing that clipping in the image to there. There we go. Going to merge that down, and I'm going to save that. So that's just a merge down, then a Control-S or a file save, and I've got where I start off with. Now this is a 2400 PPI scan. You can scan higher, but I will just go to 100%, and you can see, you know, there's plenty of detail here, especially for web stuff. It is plenty enough resolution for what I like. So I'll go back and fit the screen there. That's all the editing I do in Photoshop. If I want to further edit, I'll then go into Lightroom. And what I will do there is come to my library, and I'll open up my SRT folder. Going to add a subfolder. Going to add a folder. This is going to be in Minolta Cameraholics. Choose that. I haven't actually edited anything else in this yet, so I'm just going to deselect everything and pull in that one photo, this one here. And now I will go to the Develop tab and do my editing, which for this is going to be a little bit of reduction of exposure, a bump in contrast, might bring my shadows down a bit more, might bring my highlights up a little bit, but you get the idea. You can now mess with this until you are happy with the output. Subject selection in Lightroom is absolutely amazing. It allows you to, yep, that's good. Really allows you to do some good stuff there. Anyway, yep, that's it. I hope you have found this helpful, and I am going to continue to scan and edit all of my photos. All right, thanks.